I believe like with my sport, because of the amount of people that are involved in it, you know, you're not just fighting the other guy that was trained by the other coach over there on the other side of the ring. You know, you're also fighting the referee. You're also fighting the judges. You're also fighting the fans around, you know, the friends, the family, the ones that are booing at you. You suck, and trying to get in your head while you're like 9 years old. You know, we're just kids learning and fighting. What that did for me, it made me who I am in every aspect of life.
Pressure makes diamonds, but it also reveals cracks. Teofimo Lopez has always fought like a man sprinting toward destiny. Loud steps, music, fast hands, big belief.
What's up? Oh my God.
My father said, you gotta be an entertainer. He was seeing everybody else, all the other kids. He knew I could beat every kid. However, he just wanted to add a little bit more sauce into me. And what was it? He said, be different, have fun, enjoy yourself, entertain. And I always had that in me. I started boxing at the age of 6, officially. But before that, my father had me fighting and doing Taekwondo at 2 years old. So let's say from 2 all the way to 17, for 15 years, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't believe in myself like my father did. I did not. What my father instilled with me, and it stuck with me, were a lot of things that I could really say that has improved my living. Don't get hit. He always told me that. He's like, you know how to box, you know how to do this, just don't get hit. All he had to say was don't get hit, and I already knew what that did.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2. Right hand again. Give me that right hand, baby. Give me that right hand.
Don't show it.
Don't show it. Okay, go. Go.
Come over here.
Too fast for me. Go. Go, Jack. That's it.
From the Olympics to world titles, his career has moved with urgency. Like he never planned on staying long in one place. He wanted this fight because Shakur represents the one thing Timo can't overpower with emotion alone. Control.
That's what we've been waiting for, man. Working on drills, foot drills, hand-eye reaction, everything. You know, my guy, TA, Go Feet Formula, that's what's about to happen right now. I'm about to enter the whole matrix.
So like you know, we already here. Fight week is on, and we at the UFC Facility Center. I've never seen him this great since right after the Olympics when he turned pro. And very explosive. But now it's a take back, and we just trying to focus on that and going to the next level, man, and taking over the 140 weight division, and that's what we focus on right now.
Their paths crossed years ago. Both Olympians, both groomed for greatness. Always in the same conversations, but never in the same ring. Like parallel lines, daring boxing to finally let them collide. Teofimo's style is built on explosion and confidence. Sudden bursts that flip rounds and momentum in seconds. The kind of fighter who feeds off rhythm and reaction.
So it's really just trying to just keep it going. You know, keep moving forward throughout the whole time and throughout the whole process, and mainly just have fun with it. You know, you gotta have fun with what you do. You know, I love this. You know, I haven't stopped doing what I've done because of the fact that I enjoy what I do. You know, this has been 20 years in the making, 20 years in this. You know, and I have so much to do and so much to prove within myself. So mentally, I'm prepared. Physically, I'm more than ready. You know, and emotionally, oh, I'm on fire. You know, I'm on fire with it. You know, because all I ever did was try to be great. You know, and it's no longer trying. I am. You know, I am great. And it's all about just continuing and holding that. So it's all about just staying humble throughout the process, keeping myself level-headed, and really just enjoying each day that we get, because tomorrow's never promised.
When he's right, Like against Lomachenko or Josh Taylor, he looks untouchable, sharp, creative, daring people to keep up. Teofimo trains with his dad Lopez Sr. for Stevenson fight. He focuses on rounds, discipline, and smarter combinations now daily. That's the Teofimo experience, brilliance wrapped in risk, talent that can win big or unravel fast. Always chasing moments that turn fights into statements.
I'll tell you like this. A lot of these people, they're so ambitious, and it's okay to be, you have to. But the thing is, sometimes you don't get it because you're probably not gonna carry it the right way. You're probably not gonna be a people's champ. You're probably just gonna spend all your money, like a lot of these fighters do, on yourself rather than giving back. You know, it's all about being a people's champ. Muhammad Ali was the greatest of all time for those things, you know, and he made a strong impact in this sport.
That's two.
Quiet greatness is steady. Shakur Stevenson has been building toward this fight like it was always going to happen. One step at a time, no rushing, no losing direction. He's an Olympian too, but he thinks different. Shakur learned early that the ring rewards the man who processes faster than he moves. This matchup has been coming for years because Shakur doesn't chase big names. They come to him, and Teofimo has always been the loudest problem in the room.
Like how he stay long and keep that angle.
Yeah, he keep the angle.
Keep his head off the
Position,
fucking
man,
line.
just in case. Especially with somebody fast like him with timing. You can't be out of position. You go,
Yeah.
He strong as hell. He picked me up in there. It was fun though. Just to be in the ring with him, share the ring with him, test his IQ out a little bit, see some of the moves he doing, and I'm gonna go take it with me when I go fight. So I appreciate Dre. You gonna run it back again? Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Shakur's game is about stripping things away, cutting off space, taking away choices, and draining confidence until guys start missing and questioning their own timing. He doesn't fight for quick flashes. He fights to win full rounds, piling up clean work, sharp counters, and footwork that's hard to deal with when you're trying to catch him. On the way up, Shakur built strong ties, learning from minds like Andre Ward, Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, and Terrence Crawford. That mix of knowledge is shaping how he's getting ready for Lopez. Losses never became his story because he rarely makes the same mistake twice. He tweaks it, sharpens it, and returns more locked in. Shakur wants this fight because Teofimo is chaos, and Shakur has built his whole identity on proving chaos.
I was looking at
It's looking bad today. That's how it's looking. Cole gonna break some. And if he don't break some shit, he gonna beat the fuck out of him. Over this. Oh. Nice. Oh. Oh. Get in reverse.
We don't care who it is. We have no friend. Shakur, if his cousin get in the ring, he gonna get this smoke. If his brother get in the ring, he gonna get this smoke. We have no friend. Strictly business.
Tarver said this fight is basically a chess match dressed up like a fight. And I get it. He kept going back to one clear point. If Shakur controls range and owns the center, he wins. If Teofimo forces quick bursts and gets close, he changes everything. Tarver also brought up the little things we ignore while talking tough conditioning, mental sharpness, and the daily habits that keep a fighter ready.
If you see Shakur controlling the distance, giving him angles, keeping that fight sort of in the middle, you gotta favor Shakur. But if he's on the back foot, if he's on the ropes, I mean, that's going to give Teofimo a lot of opportunity.
And that matters a lot when rounds 9 through 11 feel like the whole fight. He called Teofimo a combo puncher, a guy who can throw both hands back to back and turn one clean moment into a real problem. That's why Tarver warned Teofimo has to push in smart spurts, not rush and wild, or Shakur will pick him apart into a long, miserable night.
What makes Teofimo, I believe, dangerous in this fight, he throws both hands in succession. He's a combination type puncher, and that always serves well if you got a real slick defensive fighter in there.
Tarver also leaned on what we've already seen. When Teofimo showed up for Lomachenko or Josh Taylor, he looked like a different guy. So Tarver said the only Teofimo that beats Shakur is that locked inversion focused, aggressive with purpose, using his feet to get inside. But he also reminded us Shakur has the tools to stay cooler and outthink him.
Like I said, could be, leaning toward becoming the face of boxing, because with Shakur being undefeated, having a big name like Teofimo Lopez on his record, he's going to have to then...
Timing, counters, and now the size to handle 140. When Shakur fights like he did against Zepeda, he can make top fighters look normal. Tarver's bottom line was simple: trust the boxer if the plan holds. Fear the fighter if Teofimo takes the night. And remember, this is a turning point fight for both men.
Put him in there with all these big names and see, can he beat one or two more guys and become the real fighter, the king around that 140, 147 division. There's a lot of action there, Marco.
Right after Tarver made it sound like Teofimo has to be at his most dangerous just to crack Shakur's style, Wade Plemons backed up and explained why this matters. He said it straight: this is best versus best while they're still in their prime. And boxing almost never gives us that without years of delays. Wade kept stressing this isn't about belts sitting around. It's about timing. These two have known each other since the amateurs, circled each other for a long time, and now there's no hiding behind later.
Shakur has the same opportunity. This is Shakur's toughest test, no doubt about it. The Williams-Zepeda fight was a tough test because of the style of fight that Zepeda brings, but Zepeda is not the boxer that Teofimo Lopez is. It's just not even close to the same category of boxing ability, technique, skill, experience, higher level. It's not even close. So Shakur is going to have to answer those questions as well. If he believes, and he does, that he's the best in the world, this is how you...
When Wade talked about the face-off as the first mental round, I liked that he wasn't looking for fake anger. He watched posture, eye contact, and who answers like they're talking to the other guy. He made a strong point that Teofimo actually respects Shakur's boxing, his movement, and his inside-outside ability, and that matters because fighters who dismiss skills get embarrassed. Fighters who respect it get ready. Wade also called out boxing culture, saying people care too much about perfect records and shiny belts instead of who you actually beat. And that hits because Teofimo already showed he'll take heat fighting Lomachenko, Taylor, whoever is dangerous.
Traps for Teo in the fight continuously, and then eventually turn the temperature down on Teo and essentially try to starve him, right? Starve him of punches, starve him of volume, starve him of momentum and rhythm. Right? Teo's a big-time rhythm fighter.
But Wade didn't give Shakur a pass either. He said this is Shakur's big moment, the fight where you don't just look great, you prove it against someone who can punch and think too. When Wade talked about the weight move and if Shakur can really carry it at 140, you could hear doubt without hate. This isn't talk anymore, it's test time. And the funniest part is Wade basically said styles make fights. But stop acting like Zepeda and Teofimo are the same kind of challenge, because that's not real. The way Wade framed it, this isn't about trash talk or loud posts. It's about whether Shakur's control can hold up against a fighter who won't be drained, and whether Teofimo's ambition can stay disciplined long enough to count. That's not hype. That's pressure. And pressure shows the truth.
Feet, with his movement, once he gets in that flow, it's a little bit tough to stop that ball rolling down the hill. If Shakur can just be an interrupter in this fight and interrupt timing, interrupt rhythm, interrupt momentum, I could see that being the way he wants to approach it, and frustrating.
Then after Wade made it about timing, ego, and who's really built for the moment, Breadman Edwards came in sounding like the calm voice who's already seen this kind of fight before. Breadman basically said relax with the disrespect, because acting like Shakur will just walk through Teofimo is how people end up embarrassed later. He said what we all see: Shakur's consistency is elite. He brings the same level almost every time, no mystery version, no surprise collapse. That's why people lean his way. But then Breadman reminded you why Teofimo is a nightmare when he's locked in, because athleticism plus explosiveness plus confidence can turn dangerous fast.
Give you a basketball analogy. Shakur Stevenson averaged about 25 points a game, right? But every game he scored about 23, 24, 27, 28. He just have a good baseline. Where Teofimo averaged about 22 points a game. Some games he only have 10, but other games he got 50.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Liked the basketball comparison he used. Shakur is the guy who gives you 25 every night, while Teofimo might give you 10 or might give you 50 and take over the whole night. That's not just being up and down. That's volatility. And volatility wins fights when it peaks at the right moment. Breadman also said something people don't like admitting: Teofimo doesn't fold in big moments. He might run hot and cold, but when it matters most, he showed up against Lomachenko, Josh Taylor, even Barbosa, and that matters more than pretty scorecards. At the same time, Breadman didn't hide the danger because he said Teofimo struggles when he has to chase slick movers, when he has to hunt instead of set things up, and that's exactly where Shakur lives.
Is that the guys who've given Teofimo movement and the guys who've tried to he's tried to press, he hasn't looked good. But when he's made fighters come to him, and he could kind of like line them up for his counter punches a little bit better. So he's obviously a fighter that likes you to come to him more than a fighter that likes to come to you and kind of stalk you down.
This fight isn't about bullying Shakur or just making it messy. It's about whether Teofimo can pull Shakur into his kind of fight without losing discipline. Breadman wasn't saying pick Teofimo. He was saying respect the ceiling, because if Teofimo hits one of those 50-point nights, all the safe picks get quiet fast. This isn't about who looks smoother online or who shadow boxes better for clips. It's about identity under pressure. Teofimo chases moments. Always has. He's looking for that one night where chaos beats control and belief turns into action. Shakur chases mastery, winning by removing mistakes little by little. Every voice we heard, Tarver, Wade, Breadman, keeps landing on the same truth in different ways. If Shakur keeps it tight, clean, and disciplined, he can turn this into a long, frustrating night. If Teofimo finds rhythm without losing structure, he can change everything in seconds. There's no safe outcome here. No easy script. Just two Olympians who have been circling each other for years, finally meeting while they're still sharp, still hungry, still dangerous. That's why it matters, because however it ends, someone's story changes for good. Drop your take in the comments. Really debate it. Shakur's control versus Teofimo's volatility. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Bloodline.